So you're welcome back again. Now we are done with our create, that is a login user. We're done with the UI. Okay, and this time around, we're also going to look at the create account. So when you check the diagram, you can see that the create account contains 3 parameters. That is the name. We have the email and the password, but I just added confirm password to confirm it. Okay, so let's see how we can also handle that. In that, we have created the response and the request already from our shared component, no, the shared library. So we're going to the authentication folder, and in there, within the admin, we're going to create our register or create user component. And actually, this is going to be a page, not actually a component. This is going to be a page. So we can name it as register page. And now with that, within this register page, I think you know that we're going to be having the same variables that we created in the login. Example is the show loader and also the modal message open, and also going to have a message since a service communication should return a response. You want to display this response to the user, and that is the reason why all the time we need to add this modal message open and add the variable over here so we can show and the response from the service to the user. Now within this, we're going to create our a method which should be called when the user provides values to the model, and I hit on register. This method is going to get fired in that we're showing the loader as we did in the login. You want to delay for 500 milliseconds, and then you want to create a response. So from here, we're going to communicate with our service response that we're going to create. That's a service authentication service. After that, we're going to handle that and pass on this register in it. After we pass on, it's going to return a response. Now, this response could be success or it could be unsuccessful. Now, we are checking if it is success, then navigate to show the loader, and also we want to move on here. That is when it is success, navigate to the landing page. The landing page gives the user access to login, right? So when you are done creating an account, then kindly log in. But in case you could not, the success is false, then kindly show the message over here and then change the state. Okay, so this is going to pop up the error from the service to the user. Like if it is a invalid credentials or whatever error it is, it's going to pop up and the user is going to see it and do the needful. Okay, now when OK is clicked, we did that, so we can go ahead and then grab this from the login component or the login page and now paste it down here. When if I click on OK from the message modal, I want to change the state and then enforce it by using the state as change. Okay, that is all that we need to do for this registration. Now what we're going to be doing is to create our edit form. Now with our edit form, we first need the loader, and with this loader, I think we can just go ahead, grab it from the login component or login page and now paste it here. Here we're going to be using the loader, and there's the package, so we need to make reference and provide the parameter of it. We're also going to be having a message, so with this message we can copy the same thing and then add the message modal over here. Maybe this is one thing that you can do. All these parameters that we specified over here, all these variables, we can go ahead, create this in a component, and then expose this outside. So you can just make a reference out of it. And in case there's a method that you want to click like this, you can use the @reference here, like @ref, create an instance of this, and then you can go ahead and get all public method that you're going to expose within that component. Okay. If you want to go just advanced of it to just make this reusable, that is what you can be doing than repeating this. But since it is not much, that's the reason why I just copy and paste it here nicely. Then we can move on with this. Trying to make this simple so that everyone can understand and follow as well. Okay, so we have this, and the next thing that we're going to be doing is to create our edit form. So on our edit form, we're going to add it here. Now check it out from our edit form. We have this edit form created, this component which takes in a register model, and now when this button is clicked, which is the submit button is clicked, this is going to get executed when everything move on. That is when on valid submit. So that's we handling this submit here, and I believe you've seen the method name, and in that we're going to process this. Now, within this, we're going to be using the Fluent card as we did in the login. So we need to add a component. We have a label which tells you that kindly create an account. Now from here, we have in this test field because we need the name, we need email, we need password, right? And then we need confirmed password. So here within the model, we did not do it. So from here, I want to check this create user. Now there's a request. Create user request, confirm password. I did not integrate Fluent validation because I think our requests are few, so I decided to skip it. But if you want to integrate Fluent validation, you can go ahead and add this. So since we need this, I think we can just use this compare attribute over here and then pass on the password. Okay, so we are comparing this, meaning this should match with both should match. So in our page, what we're doing over here is we are checking from here. If they do match, that is what this is going to do on valid submit. It's going to check whether all validations have passed. In case there's any error in it, it's going to display that. And once you have it, in order for you to see that, we need to include these data annotations in here. So maybe down the line, we can include this data annotation. And then we can pass on this validation summary. Now this message, let's specify for, and you are making a reference to this register dot name property. So we can be doing same in the rest. So let's grab these and paste it here, and there's going to be an email. We do same to the password, and then we can have a confirmed password. So if we did not do same with the login, I think we can go ahead and now do that. Okay, so you can add that validation rule to it. Okay, when button is clicked, we're going to submit it to the method specified here. And that is the same method that we have. Okay, so I think we are through with our create user account. This is quite simple that we doing over here. The next thing that we're doing is the login. So now that we have with the register page, we have our login. Let's go and handle the logout. I think logout, not login, logout. And now this should also come here with the same thing. That is, we're going to create a component in this. And out of this, we're going to name it as logout page because the page that is going to visit. Now with this logout page, what are we going to do here? We're not going to specify or display any UI. We're going to specify a method in this. That is one of the page life cycles, which is on initialize async. So as soon as this page loads up, you want to make sure we have our loader over here. We set loader to false, and then we need to specify the component itself. We also specify the parameter over here. Let's make sure we have the namespace included. Now, when the page loads up, and the first thing that we're going to be doing is to activate the loader. After that, we can delay for 1000 or 500 milliseconds. Actually, I like 500 for now, so that it doesn't wait too much. And in here, we're going to make this as an async, so we can have this await. Then after that, we're going to have this authentication state provider. We're going to create that state, and we're going to have a method known as set user logout. So this is going to clear the local storage, and as soon as that is done, we want to navigate back to the login. That is the landing page. So that's all that we're doing. With using JWT token, we're going to store that. So when you clear that token, when the page refreshes and the state tries to access the local storage to get a token, it's not going to find that. And in case it is not able to find, then it's going to return a new instance of this state, and then the user is going to be kicked out. Okay, so you want to clear that from that, and then we want to navigate back to the login page. Okay, that is all that we need, but I think we need to specify the route. So here we say page, and then we're going to say logout. Now this logout, or the page rather, we need to specify from this, and also from this register page, it should be register. And then let's say the logout. No, that's the landing page, which is the login. When you go to a header component, you have that specified. Check it out. Here, there's a register icon, a register page. So we're going to register/register. Then login, we're going to login. So here we just using this hashtag over there. And then from this handle login clicked, we actually want to navigate to this login, or you can actually go there and specify the login straight from here. So let's say, I think we can just grab this. When you remove this and specify, default is going to send to the login. Okay, so this also, well, if it is click to, we can also handle the same over here. So once you specify this, I think there's no need for us to use the unclick unless you want to activate, you want to add a specific function or tags with it. So maybe we can comment this out and see how it's going to work. Okay. All right, so meaning this is no more important. Let's comment it. We're not going to remove it. Let's comment it. In case there's any issue, we can just come back and do it. All right, so we are done with our login, our register, and our logout component. That's our UI. We are done building them. So the next one that we're going to be doing is when you check our flow from the login, from the register, we're going to our dashboard. So we're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to look at how we can work with the dashboard.